Hey, you're about to watch a sick interview coming up with a guest that I've brought on, and I'm just going to kind of let them do their thing. I'm going to let them do their thing. So I hope you can enjoy this. Just grab a notebook. Make sure you grab a notebook and a pen so that you can take notes. I'm not the one sharing stuff here. This is them. So let them do their business with you and coach you into something relating to marketing and teach you something new. You can learn from people from all different industries. So also hit the subscribe button and then hit a bell. The bell should pop up after you hit subscribe. That would just help me bring the subscriber number up. You know, I love that. And then it'll also notify you whenever new videos go live or new interviews like this go live. So make sure you do that. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, hey guys, we got Alexa Kilroy here. Hi Alexa, how are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing all right, doing all right. We have matching mics is what we discovered, and it's super special. So Alexa, can you tell us a little bit about what you do? And just give us the short rundown.
Yeah, totally. So, hey, I'm Alexa. I am currently head of brand at Triple Whale, which means a billion different things depending on the day. So there's some things that I own, like PR and communications and merch and swag, and tech partnerships, fun things like that. And then a lot of my job is working collaboratively with other parts of the team, events, product marketing, web, working on our design and our messaging and making sure that everything that we're putting out into the universe is super awesome, super crispy, and feels like a truly unique Triple Whale experience.
Hey, there you go. And how long have you been there?
We are coming up on 2 months. So
wow.
Yeah, I'm still relatively new. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you're liking it, I'm assuming, right?
I love it. It is so much fun having a job where you get to work with like every person inside of the company is so cool, particularly when you work at a company full of so many talented people. And I'm also getting to do just a lot of things that are super fun and creative and unique, like, coming up with crazy event experience ideas or, pitching like kind of crazy ideas for PR. And it's super fun. I love it a lot. So very happy.
That's cool. That's awesome. And how big is your team?
Right now, well, our marketing team here, I'm in Austin, Texas, and our marketing team in Austin is 5 people, but we also have the other half of the marketing team that is somewhat remote in different offices. Our whole company is creeping up to just about 100 people right now.
Wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought. That's great.
Yeah, we grew very exponentially. We went from just about 20 people to 100 in a span of a few months. So
yeah, that's kind of how the Ridge is where I work. When I got onboarded, there was 25, I think, and now there's like 60. So yeah, I know that growth. That's crazy. It's good to have that much growth. So what's it like working there? Because all I see is the Twitter side of things, and the Twitter side of things is like the most lit thing I've ever seen. So what's like, is it as fun in person as it is? It is. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't even hesitate.
I think the coolest thing about Triple Whale was, first of all, the product was built by people who were e-commerce entrepreneurs themselves that wanted a solution for the problems that they're facing. So they wanted all of their data aggregated into a super simple dashboard so they could have quick glance views of their results and how their business was doing. That also developed into finding an attribution solution post iOS 14. So the product was made by people who still use it. In fact, one of our co-founders has an e-commerce brand that he uses it for. So it's really cool to work on a team full of people who aren't like, they're not like boring SaaS people that are like, I just want to make this thing because I know it's going to make money. It's really about, having a product that actually helps e-commerce entrepreneurs grow and thrive and understand how their business is truly doing. Because with the advent of Shopify and just kind of the ease of use that has come with it, just about anybody, if they have money and the kind of brains to build a business, can really build an e-commerce business. And so there are so many entrepreneurs that are kind of figuring it out along the way. And it's really cool to watch Triple Whale support them and kind of figuring out what to do with their business, where to go next, how to spend their money. And we're all just super passionate about it. So our marketing team is kind of built on these pillars of content, community, and education. And so we really want to like get together and hang out with the brands that are using Triple Whale and the agencies that are using Triple Whale. We actually just had an event in New York last week, and we just got everyone together in a room to hang out, and it was so much fun. But then also providing that education and supporting them so they know how to action on their data through things like our podcasts. And then also just pumping out really great content so that, we're staying on top of the pulse of the e-commerce world. And because we have 4,000 plus Shopify brands now using Triple Whale, we have a really strong understanding of trends that are going on in the market, who's really succeeding and what platforms are succeeding and in which ways they are. And so we're able to kind of provide that thought leadership to brands so that we can support them and help them in growing their business.
That's great. That's great. What did you do before Triple Whale? What's your background? And did you do any D2C? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my background, my first introduction to Triple Whale was actually setting it up for a brand that I used to work for. So weirdly enough, I started my career as a high school English teacher. I was pretty broke and I had no friends my age because most teachers are like 50. And so I was living in Austin, Texas, and I was like, I hear startups are a thing. Let's just take a whack at it. Like, I'm creative. I have an English background. And if you can convince 15-year-olds to care about books by old dead white guys, you are pretty powerful, more than you know. And so, and I had no fear of like public speaking or just putting myself out there. So I shot my shot and I got into the e-com world end of 2018, early 2019. And I've been kind of on the other side of the table. So working on creative strategy and brand strategy and performance advertising, even down to the nitty gritty of like booking models and actually doing shoots and product photography myself. So I'm really close to the product in the sense that I understand like exactly why it's powerful, why it matters. And I've sat on the other side of the table when you're looking at your performance data and you're like, what the heck do I do next? So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm here, but also why I'm such a nerd about it and why I'm so passionate about it, because I understand the D2C hustle for sure.
That's cool. That's cool that you get to go on the more B2B kind of side of it. Yeah. I love the B2B side of things. I love that. There's just something about that I've always been drawn towards ever since high school. So what's your guys' plan going more technical? What's your guys' plan on becoming the e-com operating system for as many people as possible? And how does this could be two questions. How does that strategy fit with the strategy of making sure everyone who's using the product is as pleased as possible?
Yeah, great questions. The super simple answer is that we're building Triple Whale in a modular way so that similarly to like if you're familiar with HubSpot, where you can pick and choose which things you want to pay for that you'll actually use, as opposed to paying for this like exorbitant expense for something with 35 features you won't use. Triple Whale is moving towards, you piece together what you really want. So right now in our offerings, there's our like dashboard, which is just data aggregation and visualization. And then we have our pixel, which is separate. You can add that on. It's going to keep going like that. So you can add on the pieces that are most valuable to your business. And ultimately, I would say, we describe it as like the one tab to rule them all. So our goal is that any e-commerce operator can open up Triple Whale and everything that they need in order to succeed and make decisions in their business can be in one place. So the kind of way that we approach what we're building next is actually very crowdsourced, I would say. So if you are currently a Triple Whale user, you might notice that in your app, banners pop up asking you to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down on would you be interested in XYZ. So that's one way we're just kind of like stress testing new ideas that we have for building out into the product. We also just talk to our customers constantly and make sure that, we have a statistically significant amount of people asking for something as we build it. But the goal is really, you have your inventory management, you have the financial modeling and the things that you need built in there as well. And so as you go into your Triple Whale account, you'll have all these kind of blocks on the left of different things that you can access. And so for many people, they're paying for probably a bunch of different apps, plus they're using spreadsheets to keep their data organized. Obviously they're paying for Shopify, and then they're trying to run integration. So they're trying to use like, I never know if it's Zapier or Zapier, because I always make it up every time, but Zapier, Klaviyo, Zapier, Zapier. But yeah, so a lot of people are using like Zapier integrations to try and get their different apps to communicate and then pull into a spreadsheet, and then they're trying to model and do things like that. The goal is that we can kind of eliminate all that stress for you, so that you have one thing that you're paying for every month, everything pulls into one place. And AAA, you don't pay per seat. So you can also have like your whole team on it. You can have your team on parts of it, and it just like makes everyone's lives easier. So that's kind of the general direction and vision.
Okay, cool. I love that. And so, question. I was going one way, and I think I'm going to go this way. So on the more personal side, applicable to you, what's your average day look like as head of brand? What does that look like? If you had to somehow put it into one like little box for us, what would you say it is?
Gosh, I really don't think I have average days. I more so have average weeks, but I would say like, if
sure,
I'm
do the average week. Yeah.
The elements of my average week. There's a PR piece. So I'm working with our PR team on our strategy, on places that we've been featured, on places that we want to be featured, working on pitches, places that we can provide value, and how we craft those pitches. I'm working with our merch and kind of swag guy, making sure that we have all the things that we need produced to gift people or to have t-shirts for events, all that kinds of stuff. We also have a Shopify store for Triple Whale merch, and so that's like a big venture of ours. And a really cool thing about that is we actually run Triple Whale for the Triple Whale Shopify store. And so we're working towards like full transparency. So we have this really cool like demo environment where you can show you all how it's actually working. So that's one of the projects that I'm on. I spend a lot of time talking to our customers. So I try and talk to agencies. I try and talk to brands, and in all shapes and sizes, in every niche possible, to learn more about them, what they're passionate about, how we can work together better. I work a lot with our community, our head of community, Kevin, who does event planning on event experience, and all the bits and pieces necessary there. And then another big chunk of what I do is partnership marketing. So that is, we have a partnerships marketing team, and we work with our partners like Klaviyo and Gorgeous on our partnership marketing strategy. And then the last kind of bucket is what I describe as like, how can I help you tasks? And so that will be when, product marketing will shoot me something and say like, can you help refine this? Or, I'll work with our web team and we'll talk about like the design and the experience of a page. And does it, feel right? Does it feel like it's what people are asking for and need? So there are kind of some like catch-all tasks there. And I really describe that part of my job as like, many teams will take their project from idea to 0 to 1. And then we work together from like 1 to finesse,
Yeah. That's great. And what's your favorite parts? What do you geek out about?
I love talking to D2C brands. So I always joke that like, some people would have a really excited reaction if like Kim Kardashian called their cell phone right now and wanted to chat. And for me, like, it's not Kim Kardashian. It's like really amazing D2C brand founders. So if you follow me on Twitter, I have a huge crush on Jambies, which is, they call themselves like a performance in activewear company, but super comfy cotton, like pajamas and joggers and things. And I've just been obsessed with them for so long. And so like getting to actually talk to them on the phone and talk about their business and that kind of stuff, I super geek out about. And then I'm just such a people person. Like I'm such a hugger, and I just want to like hang out and talk about your life. And so getting to go to events, getting to help conceptualize really unique event experiences is like, oh, that is just so magical for me. And kind of hearing back from people how that experience went is so magical for me. So I think that that's really awesome, but it's also cool to just kind of be on this rocket ship of this company that's growing really quickly. And it's funny because, I started like about 2 months ago, and I was to come in and build a brand, but really there's a brand already built. And now it's like, how can I work off of that and make it even more awesome, even though it's already really awesome. And so I have this great foundation to work off of to just get to do lots of cool things. So I'm very fortunate.
So from someone from the outside who's like, what you just said is that there was already a brand kind of when you hopped in, and now where would you start? Because in my head I'd be like, there's a logo, there's this, there's that, but I wouldn't know where to start. So um what kind of goals do you guys have in place for the brand? Sorry, for the brand of Triple Whale, like maybe a year out from now, where do you guys want to be?
Yeah, there are some, typical like nitty gritty points, like really refined messaging so that, if I ask just about anybody in ecom what Triple Whale is, they one, have the awareness, and then two, can give a pretty concrete answer of who we are and what we do. But in addition to that, being able to have the recognition with folks that our experience is unique from any other SaaS platform. Like, we have a really awesome community. We keep it fun and we keep it light and kind of witty and tongue in cheek at times. We're just really warm and like family oriented as people. And so that's always coming through in like our messaging and like our emails, like just about everything. And so I think there's some of that, normal nitty gritty brand stuff. I think to the point of like the future, as the product evolves, I think the brand will evolve as well. But I came in, with core stuff. So core assets, core color palettes, core vibes, core desires on tone. Obviously we are still a relatively young startup. So a lot of the messaging elements and how we describe our product will evolve over time. But the way that I really tackled it when I first started is I actually spent the first 2 weeks basically doing 8 to 10 hours of calls a day, trying to meet as many people in the company as I could that were either in leadership positions or had been there since the get-go, or had been there for a long time, and learning as much as I could from them and learning from their interactions with people that they've spoken to. And then on the other side, talking to people who love Triple Whale and have been advocates forever, people who are relatively new but are really into it, and then also people who have churned, and what experiences they had that led them to churn, so that we can figure out how we can improve that for the future. And so it's really just a lot of learning and absorbing, and then kind of analyzing all of that and figuring out how it can become tactical and actionable.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I think that was my last question. Is there anything else you would want to say to anyone out there?
One, it literally doesn't matter what your college degree is. If you want to work in e-commerce, you can truly do anything. I went to school to be a high school English teacher. I have this very like rigid degree that's secondary education in English. Here I am. So don't let your education background or like your self-doubt limit you. If you have a desire to grow and shine. The reality is the e-commerce business is full of people who learned a lot along the way. Some of them are 10-year media buyers who started when Facebook first started running ads. Some of them are people like myself who are relatively young and in the market and had a fast track to learning. But if you're passionate and you're interested and you're willing to work hard, like there's so much opportunity for you in this industry. It's really boundless. So I say that. And then, gosh, what else would I say? I would say my biggest like life pro tip is that I spend a lot of my life trying to like fit in, be cool, talk the way other people talk, do things the way the other people do them. And I think that that's like certainly a vibe in more corporate culture or whatever, right? But in like the startup world, the tech world, the e-commerce world, we have this really unique opportunity to be super authentic, and people respect the living heck out of you when you're 100% true to yourself. You speak your mind, you're transparent, you're direct, all that kinds of good stuff. And so I think the most valuable thing that's ever happened for me in my career was just kind of committing to being like, I'm just going to be me. And frankly, if people don't like me, that's okay. We'll still find a way to work together if we need to work together. But there's no point in like putting on a mask or putting up a front for anyone. And it doesn't help you. It just limits you. And people can tell. And so I would encourage you to like just be as authentic as you can. So I posted a tweet the other day. I just am a person that has anxiety, and I posted this tweet the other day and I was like, funniest thing about living with anxiety is just sometimes your body forgets how to do a basic function. And I was referencing a moment in which I went to swallow water, but my body for some reason forgot how to swallow. So I was just like gargling water for 5 minutes. And I was like laughing the whole time it was happening. Like, I was like, why do humans have to live like this? And then as soon as I posted it, some people sent me some notes like, wow, that was really bold of you to talk about your anxiety on Twitter. And I was like, why not? Like, we're all just people. And like, a lot of high performing people have, mental health stuff they're working through. Like, why not just be real and be who you are? Because at the end of the day, like, short time on earth, might as well just enjoy it and have fun along the way and be silly and be yourself. And so I used to tell my students when I was a teacher, and I'll leave you with this: live your truth, whatever it is, just live your truth.
I love that. I love that. And it goes hand in hand with the whole college thing too, because, the whole industry that both of us are in is kind of just that way, that will take in anyone who wants to have a chance. And I was super baffled by that. I didn't get a degree at all. So I was like, came in this fresh, and it's been awesome though. So thank you, Alexa. So plug yourself. Where can people find you?
So I'm on Twitter, just at Alexa Kilroy. Last name is Kilroy, 1L. It's not violent. And then if you're interested in Triple Whale, the website is just trytriplewhale.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Hey, if you like this video, you should like it, subscribe, ring the bell, and then go follow me on Twitter, because that's where I'm posting all the announcements about stuff like this. So, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Stay tuned for the next video.